On March 2nd, 2021, DJI will be releasing a new drone, or at least a new product. In order to understand if this is the Mavic 3 that's coming, or if not, when the Mavic 3 will be coming, we've got to look at DJI's history, the way they've operated in the past, at least when it comes to the Mavic series, and that will help us to better understand or gauge whether the Mavic 3 is coming on March 2nd, 2021, or if not, if we can expect it in the year 2021, or if we can expect this at all. The Phantom guys who are waiting for the Phantom 5, they're waiting in a line since 2016. It's now 2021. Remember the Inspire 2 that came out? People were saying, oh, now it's coming the Inspire 3. Well, get in line. You're waiting for the Mavic 3 Pro? Guess what? You may just have to stand in line. And let me explain. We all know that on the 2nd of March, 2021, DJI is releasing the new FPV drone. That's it. It's going to be their FPV drone. They're going into FPV. It's been leaking all over YouTube. And if you haven't heard about it, well, then you need to pay more attention to what's going on in the drone community if you call yourself a droner. So it's not the Mavic 3 that's coming out on the 2nd of March, 2021. So when is the Mavic 3 coming out? That's the question. When? Well, here's what I think. And this is my opinion. I don't work for DJI. I don't know. DJI does not send me any free stuff, at least not yet. They probably don't even know who I am at this particular point. So this is not inside information. This is just me taking a look at history, looking at the way the market, keyword market, is going and making my predictions. So take this with a grain of salt and let me know what you think in the comment section below too. So here's what I think. Just like the Mavic Pro that came out in 2016 took people away from the Phantom. But it wasn't quite like the Phantom, was it? The Phantom left some features in there that left some people craving and left that drone on the shelf up to today, since it came out in 2016 and we are in 2021. And that drone still has value because the Mavic Pro can't shoot 4K 60. It's not a true 4K because it does some line skipping and pixel binning and stuff like that. So a lot of people are still holding on to the Phantom even in 2021. Likewise, I believe you will see a Mavic 3. Will you see a Mavic 3 this year? Maybe. Maybe. It all depends on how well this FPV drone does, how many new flyers come in, and if DJI decides, well, they have the Mavic Air 2. If they want to fly at night, because on March 2nd, not only is it the release of the new DJI drone, it's also the release time for the FAA to allow drone pilots, 107 operators specifically, to go and take their night examination, study for their night examination, pass that, and they can fly at night. So now pretty much everyone can fly at night anywhere after March 16th, when you have that window to go and take the study guide and pass it. So now DJI is going to release something. I believe they're going to release something because of this rush for everyone to fly at night. What are they going to release? I believe that they're going to release something with a 1-inch sensor, yes, so you can fly at night, but it will not be as equipped as the Mavic 2 Pro. It will not be as equipped as the Phantom 4 Pro. Yes, you might have 4K 60, but you might do some line skipping and stuff like that. You might not get 10-bit color because they're going to leave the 10-bit color in the Pro drone. So if you want the 10-bit color, you're going to have to stick with the Pro. So why are you going to get this drone? You're going to get this new drone, this Mavic 3, because it's going to be smaller and it's going to be lighter. It might not have all the sensors, might just have front and rear, might not have active side sensors, because all of that adds to the weight, all of that adds to the complexity, and all of that adds to the price. I believe that it's going to be priced around $1,200 or $1,400 with the Fly More combo, with all the batteries and everything. So you're not going to get all the features as the Mavic 2 Pro, but you're going to get a whole kit with a 1-inch sensor that allows you as a hobbyist to fly at night. Light and portable. Beautiful. And you're going to love it. Why? Because DJI knows every time you touch a button on that drone, it's recorded. DJI knows everyone who flies, what features they use and what features they don't use the most. And if they can leave the Pro features out, and just put the hobbyist features in, then guess what? Everyone who bought this and this and this will now buy the Mavic 3. But I don't believe it's going to be the Mavic 3 Pro. I believe it's going to be the Mavic 3 Air or the Mavic Air 3. The Mavic Air 1 came out in 2018. The Mavic Air 2 came out in 2020. And the Mavic Air 3 with the 1-inch sensor is going to come out in 2022. That's what I think. That's what I believe. It's going to be smaller, it's going to be lighter, it's going to be portable, and a great complement to getting a 1-inch sensor in a body style or something similar to that size and weight. And that's what I'm thinking. That way, it does not take out the Mavic 2 series, and it certainly does not take out the Phantom series. And everyone can have their own little niche, their own little space, and you will have available to you whatever works best for you. Now, does this make sense? Let me know what you think. Do you think DJI is going to release it this year? Or you think they're just going to recruit new flyers and focus on the new FPV drone? What do you think? You think the Mavic 3 is imminent this year? Stop and think about it. The Mavic Pro came out in 2016. The Mavic 2 Pro came out in 2018, 2 years later. And the Mavic 3 Pro was scheduled to come out 2 years after that, which is 2020. We're now in 2021. So when you stop and think about it, it's overdue. What does that tell you? Well, it tells you DJI does not follow a yearly track record. It may have just been coincidental that every 2 years they released the Mavic Pro series. But why didn't they last year? Is it because of COVID? Or could it be just because demand? Stop and think about it. DJI does not really release a drone unless they know that it's going to sell. How do they know it's going to sell? Because they have a marketing team who studies, analyzes all the data that comes back from the drones and what's going on in the field and how many people they are to tap into. And DJI is always looking to recruit new people. Hint, hint. New people, smaller, lighter, easier to get into droning, and now FPV. So the Mavic 3 is like, when you stop and think about it, the Mavic 2 Pro, a lot of people don't even use D-Log M, they don't color grade, they don't use 10-bit, they don't even use half the features that are in the Mavic 2 Pro. So what's the rush? Plus, DJI just used the Mavic 2 Pro's frame to create their new dual camera enterprise drone, which tells you they're still using that airframe in 2021. So what's the rush? Why abandon that airframe if there isn't a demand? Stop and think about it. How many people are actually going to purchase a Mavic 3? How many of you? Or maybe DJI just doesn't have the technology yet. What's the point in releasing a Mavic 3 if it's close to a Mavic 2? It needs to be that much lighter. It needs to be that much more feature packed. It has to have more in order to attract you. Maybe 6K, who knows? One thing's for sure, I don't believe that the Mavic 3 Pro is going to be coming out in 2021. I believe it's 2022 that we will see the Mavic Air 3 with a 1-inch sensor, with light features and not as packed as the Pro drones. There you have it. Let me know what you think. Go ahead and quite roast me in the comment section below if you think otherwise, but be sure to let me know what you're thinking and why you're thinking that. What's the reason or the analytics behind it? But any which way, go ahead, hit up the comment section. Make sure you hit thumbs up if you like this video, thumbs up if you did not, or you disagree with me. With that being said, guys, subscribe if you want to see more Mavic videos, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Make sure you become a Patreon, guys. Big benefits to Patreon. Get direct access to me. Any questions? I'm right here on Patreon. Support this channel, and there's benefits. Last Mini 2 went all the way to the UK.